Hey guys, Sean McHalo bro here. So I was just sitting here watching like crypto meltdown and stocks meltdown when I saw that Tom Warren and The Verge just leaked a whole bunch of stuff for Xbox. Seems like he just leaked most of Xbox's plans for 2026 this year. And it includes when Halo Campaign Evolved is coming out this year. Now, obviously I said I'm moving away from just covering Halo on the channel. The last video, you guys really liked it. Thanks for the support on that one. But you know, as promised, I'm still going to talk about Halo. It just has to be big stuff like this. So real quick, what the leaks are is that Halo Campaign Evolved is apparently targeting this summer, which is crazy. Also, some other stuff on here. We got Gears of War coming out the second half of this year. Clan is coming out in April, whatever that is. Fable's coming out in the fall, and some other stuff. Who cares? I will comment on Fable though, because I am interested in Fable. But other than that, we'll just talk about the Halo. Imagine you were in a coma for like, I don't know, I'm just down like last 10 years or something like that, and you wake up. You're like, oh, what year is it? 2026. Oh wow. What games are coming out? What games are coming out on Xbox? Oh bro, Halo, Fable, Gears of War. You're like, what? Really? They're still going? Well, no. Halo, they're just remaking Halo 1. Fable is some kind of like reboot. Man, if you're a longtime Xbox fan like me, like I think it's cool these games are coming out this year, but do you feel the same way as me? I'm kind of just like, oh, been with Xbox since 2001, and this year I get Halo 1 and some kind of reimagining of Fable. Okay. Wow, another Forza Horizon game. More Gears of War. Okay. Just feels like the movie industry where everything's a reboot and a remake. That's what I used to love about gaming, is that it was so much more innovative than movies. You know, everything was so much more different. But now it's just like the movies, where it's just remakes and reboots. All right, but let's talk about Halo Campaign Evolved coming out summer 2026. I don't know. I cannot 100% confirm or deny this. My gut tells me that Microsoft like almost okayed these leaks, you know, through their back channels or something like that. I don't know. Let's talk about the good, okay? So if the Campaign Evolved is really coming out this summer, like potentially what, like 4.5 months, like not even 4 or 5 months. I mean, I guess this means they can make games a lot faster now, because, dude, I don't know about you, but my perception of time is like so screwed up. Okay, so now we're in February. February just started, right? They only revealed Campaign Evolved in October, on October 24th of last year. It's not that long ago. Watch, October 24th to November, 1 month. December, 2. January, 3. Like, it's been a little over 3 months since they revealed this, and they made it very clear, like, it's like a pre-release build, work in progress. It was supposed to come out in like potentially 4.5 months, something like that. When summer starts, like in June sometime. Maybe they'll target more the end of the summer. But if this is really coming out that fast, that is a good thing. That means they can make games a lot more quickly. Even though Campaign Evolved seems to be like very much almost a copy paste of Combat Evolved. But Sean, it's totally rebuilt. It's totally rebuilt in a new engine. Okay. Now, the leaks say they're doing this specifically to try and avoid Grand Theft Auto 6's launch in November of this year. I did talk about this in another video, and I think this is smart. Duh. Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna obviously be like a black hole in gaming. I think it'll be all people are talking about and playing for at least a few months. You know, most people, even with really top popular games like this, will probably be, you know, a lot of the mainstream gamers, after a few months, they'll probably move on, go back to whatever they were playing. I could see it maybe lasting 6 months, but nowadays, you know, people are just so, you know, niche down almost. They're just going to go back to whatever they're really into before. But regardless, you really don't want to launch their Grand Theft Auto 6. So those are good. And then, hey, look, you know, I don't have any hopium for this game. I didn't want a Combat Evolved remake. But, you know, I guess it'll be on Game Pass. I'm still paying for Game Pass like an idiot. So I guess I'll just play it on that, you know. And hey, new Halo game launches, they're still fun, right? Like, even if it ends up sucking, it's still gonna be fun. You know, like it's still fun. It's fun when the Halo community gets all excited. So, you know, at least this is something to look forward to this summer. I can't say I'm excited, but I know when we get closer, it'll be fun. Like, even though I'm not excited for Combat Evolved, I am excited to see what Halo Studios, you know, 343, can 343 actually put something out that's solid. So, you know, a potential summer release, there are some good things going for it here. You know, again, maybe they can actually make games quick enough now, because again, they only revealed this 3 months ago. It'll be fun, and you know, the timing around it, at least they're trying to give it a chance. Now let's talk about like some of the not so great things about this. So first of all, you know, they asked the community for a lot of feedback. I don't see how they're going to be taking a lot of feedback into account if they're really trying to get this out for the summer. I mean, they only revealed it 3 months ago. How long would it take Halo Studios to go through all of our feedback and have like 400 meetings about it and try to figure out what, you know, feedback from the community they're going to implement? Like, I can't see it. And then they actually have to implement it. Like, I don't see it. I think a lot of people's feedback, I think you wasted your time. I am so glad I only made 2 videos on Campaign Evolved. I just did a quick reaction to it, and I just compared it to Halo Infinite. I don't know. I feel like I've learned my lesson. I just don't, you know, I know they try to solicit feedback and stuff like that, but I'm just not convinced they really listen like that. I'm just not. I would like to think they're usually acting in good faith when they ask for feedback, but it's like, will your feedback actually make a difference and be implemented? I don't really think so. I haven't seen any evidence of that. Like, where was all the community feedback, like begging for a Halo CE remake? Like, I don't. If you're going based off of the community feedback, they would be making a Halo 3 remaster right now, a remake, not Halo CE. This is why I will repeat it again. I've been trying to get y'all off the hopium for I don't know how long now. I'm not on the hopium anymore. I'm not on the copium. Stop wasting your time with the feedback. Be more of just like a passive observer almost. It's not our job to, like, you know, do their work for them. I actually got a Halo Waypoint email asking for like feedback in the past week, and like an idiot, I clicked on it. I was like, oh, I guess I'll fill this out. So I started like filling it out, and then like after about, I don't know, 30-45 seconds, I wasn't finished with it yet. I was like, what am I doing? I just clicked off. I stopped filling out the thing. It was asking like, when have you played certain Halo games in a certain amount of time? It was asking all sorts of stupid questions. Like, why am I giving feedback? What am I doing? Like, they don't care. They don't care about my feedback. Like, why am I wasting my time? I would be really shocked if all the feedback about the visuals for this game, it's gonna be the same game. It's gonna be basically the same thing. And I think that because I think what I said in my previous video on Campaign Evolved is right. This game, they've made it explicit. It's being made for new fans of the franchise, particularly PlayStation players. It's not really meant for longtime fans. This is Halo CEA 2, okay? Combat Evolved Anniversary 2. They're trying to make the safest remake to get that PlayStation money. That's it. So that's like the first negative thing I can think of. Is they're definitely not going to take the feedback into account. I feel like this is going to get wiped out by Grand Theft Auto 6 regardless, and all of the other releases that Xbox is putting out. There's no multiplayer, right? This is only campaign. They didn't do the multiplayer, so it's just going to get wiped out by GTA 6 regardless, even though it is smarter to put it out before. But the worst thing I think you can take from this is, okay, so we have this big leak, okay, from The Verge and Tom Warren. Almost seems a little calculated, right? Again, I cannot confirm or deny, but assuming this is true, and apparently he's the one who leaked Campaign Evolved to begin with, so he seems to be on point right now, and he's got information on every single game, apparently, that Xbox is putting out this year. What does that mean? There's not gonna be a Halo multiplayer game coming out this year, right? Wouldn't that be included in this report? If they were pushing this game out, if Campaign Evolved really comes out this summer, right? Then why wouldn't he also know about multiplayer? Think about it. They want to put Campaign Evolved out this summer to avoid GTA 6. They wouldn't, if there was a multiplayer game coming out this year, they would also want that game to avoid, you know, Grand Theft Auto 6. I mean, presumably. So I think that's it. I feel like this leak kind of like conclusively tells us that this is the only Halo game coming out this year. There's no Halo multiplayer game, so who knows when a new multiplayer Halo game's coming out. You know, it could be next summer 2027, could be the end of 2027. I don't know, but it ain't coming this year. Again, it seems like Tom Warren has the best Xbox leaks right now. So why wouldn't he also leak a multiplayer game, you know? And just speaking about the rest of the leaks, you know, Forza Horizon, I did like Forza Horizon 5. Forza Horizon 6 just seems like more of the same. If you guys, most of you probably aren't aware of it, but I do have a car channel now, so I'm just not that interested in Forza Horizon anymore. Because, and I'm not gonna go deep into it now and derail this video, but let's just say I have access to a lot of cars now. They're not mine, but I made a friend who has like an insane car collection, so I can do Forza Horizon in real life. So I don't really care about that. New Starfield update, not interested. The only thing I'm like interested in on here is Fable. Now, I did love Fable. Fable is one of my favorite like OG Xbox IPs. And I have seen all the discourse about the reveal. Again, I don't want to spend too much time on it because this is more of a Halo video, but let's just talk about it as Xbox. So first, like my personal opinion on the Fable games, I think the OG Fable was the best, and I really think they got worse and worse. Like, I really do. I know people disagree, but what I didn't like about Fable 2 and then Fable 3 is the games became like much easier, and you know, it's been so long. I don't think I've played these games in at least a decade. You know, these Fable is old, man. Like, it's really old. Matter of fact, let me look up, when did these games come out? Yeah, dude, Fable 3 came out in 2010, 16 years ago. And I know I only played through that like 2 or 3 times. Like, that's one thing. People are getting so crazy about this. This series has basically been dead for well over almost 2 decades. Yes, I know there's been little spin-off games, and they had that, I think that MMO or something like that they canceled. But what I didn't like about the originals, like in Fable 2, I remember they introduced that system where you like, it just like leads you on the quest, like a little follow the yellow brick road, like that magical little yellow trail that told you everywhere to go. I didn't like that. And then I remember in like Fable 3, I just remember being so easy. Like, didn't the like your whatever your character wore like didn't even have like stats anymore? Like, it didn't really matter. It was something like that. It was almost more like a playable kind of like movie. It was like barely an RPG. Like, I remember in the original Fable, like you would grind to get that special gold bright armor or whatever. It was like really hard to get. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion of the original Fables. Like I still liked Fable 2 and 3, but I remember I thought they were getting worse and worse. And also, you know, Fable 1 was a really it's a very short RPG. Like, you can beat that once you know how to play it. You can beat that RPG in like what, 10 hours, I think. Like, it's like average playthrough is like 15-20 hours. Completionist like 30 hours, something like that. Like, it's a very short RPG. So, you know, the new Fable looks like it's gonna, I think they've said like it's just a reboot. Like, it doesn't really, it's just like it's not like a sequel, it's not like a prequel, it's just like it's basically a reboot. I think that's the right way to go. It's been so long. They took out how your hero morphs, your character morphs, like, you know, in the original Fables, you know, if you were good, you would turn almost into like a Gandalf, you know, and then if you were bad, you would look evil. I do think that loses some of the flavor of the originals, but it's not like a deal breaker. I think the big problem with the Fable reveal is the actual reveal itself was so corporate and terrible and like soulless. Sorry. Like, it felt way too corporate. Like, it was just so, it really took me out of enjoying the reveal. Just the way they had like the talking heads that just seemed like they're reading off a script. Like, it just didn't seem very human at all. So I found it to be very distracting. I don't think it was a very good display of the game. The graphics also they do seem to have that kind of generic, like, Unreal Engine feel is the best way to sum it up. That kind of like what Campaign Evolved has. Like, it doesn't have like this definitive art style, but that might not be a problem because, you know, another game that's like that I really liked, Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy doesn't really have like a distinct kind of like art style. It's just almost like realistic kind of looking graphics. Like, they just try to make it realistic looking as possible. Still Harry Potter, but just realistic. I really liked that game. I thought it was beautiful. And I think Fable is the same way. Like, it doesn't have a definitive kind of art style, but it's just going for realism. So I think the visuals being a little bit on like the non-inspiring side, and then the actual presentation itself being so like corporate and lacking any soul really just was not a good like reveal for the game. That being said, I gotta be honest, you know, I've seen the feedback on it, you know, and everybody makes every game political now. I don't know. I think I just want to give it a chance. Like, I feel like there's some potential here. Like, I feel like it could actually be a good game. Like, it definitely seems like a Fable world. Looks like it's going to be a fun adventure, a lot to explore. I'm willing to give it a chance. And again, yeah, like it is a lot different from the originals, you know, but it's been like 16 years. Like it's been so long. Like imagine if Halo 3 had been the last Halo game for some reason, you know, or Reach was the last Halo game and we just hadn't had a Halo game since then, like 15 years. And then Halo Campaign Evolved, they revealed that. It would be like, okay, like it doesn't fully match the original, you know, the aesthetics and the art style. But bro, it's been 15 years. Like I'll give this a chance. Like the pressure is lower. But anyways, just to close on Halo here, you know, I see some potential here, maybe some good signs. But overall, I think I think the most likely thing is that this is gonna come out in the summer. I think it's just going to be okay if it actually comes out in the summer and this leak is right. You know, again, assuming this leak is correct. I think Campaign Evolve, it comes out in the summer. I think we enjoy it. The release of it. I don't know if everybody will actually enjoy the game. By and large, it looks like kind of like a copy paste of Combat Evolved to me. So I think like I don't think it's gonna be bad. Like I don't see how it could be bad when it's like looks like it's copy pasted. You know, like Sonic Cartographer looked like largely the same like flow of the original mission. So I don't think it's gonna be bad. Is it gonna be disappointing? Like how could it be disappointing if your expectations are low? My expectations are pretty low. But overall, I think this will come and go and just totally fade away because there's just so much other stuff going on this year. Grand Theft Auto 6. Even for me personally, like Fable, I'm very excited for Fable. Like I want to try that. And so I think this will be like a little blip in the radar. Ultimately, it doesn't have multiplayer. This game is not going to have multiplayer, and it's just campaign. So, you know, you're gonna play through it once. You'll be able to play through this probably in a couple nights. You know, because it's not gonna be that much longer than the original. I don't think. You'll play through it a couple nights. We'll talk about it for like a week or two. Let's say 2 weeks. Felix is being generous, and that'll be kind of be it. So again, if any other major Halo thing pops up, I will talk about it. I'm taking my time here with the channel. The last video, I had fun making it. The thing with that is that videos like that, they just come from the heart. And so it's not like I can put something like that out with super regularly. So I do need something that I can put out a little more regularly. I love the feedback on the video. I mentioned coffee catch up. And people are interested in that. And so if I can get a little rhythm going here, I think the way Coffee Catch Up could work is like a news show. And it could be just like once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. I don't know, something like that. Definitely not daily. And, I see all sorts of little news stories that I'd love to talk about like every day, So I think I'll just compile a list of them and then I could just make a video. And that could be the coffee catch up and just catch up on all the stuff that I thought was interesting. And we can even have it so you guys can submit stuff too. I think that'd be pretty sweet. All right. I feel like this video is a little long for just, Campaign Evolve coming in summer 2026. But, like I was giving you in my analysis, I think you can extrapolate a decent amount from it, such as there's not going to be this means it's the only game coming out this year, only Halo game coming out this year. So, yep. Anyway, I hope you guys are all well. I hope none of you were heavily invested in crypto. I hope none of you put a lot of money into stocks in the past like month or so. But hey, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.